for small switch-ups can sometimes make it feel like you've made over the entire space. Here with her styling tips, it's Farah Altoumah. Hey, Farah! How's it going?
It's going great. I'm so excited to be here.
I am amped to have you back. I'm really excited to get into this. Now, you say, though, the key words to kind of refreshing a space is purposeful placement. What does that mean?
Exactly. So we've often talked about this. We don't need to redo our whole room. We can take the items we already have and use them in a very specific way to create, like, breathe new life into the space. So we've got a couple steps here today to talk you through that.
Okay, I love that. Now, we're going to tackle two kind of mini zones that I think are actually kind of like missed opportunities probably in a lot of people's homes. We're talking the coffee table and we're talking the nightstand. I don't know, that's always just like I put all the stuff on it.
Exactly. The dreaded nightstand, it's a workhorse in the bedroom.
100%. But let's start off with the coffee table. We're gonna do kind of a quick refresh. What are we talking about?
So the coffee table is a forgotten space in the living room. We often put the magazines and the remote on it and we forget about it. But if we start fresh, we can breathe new life into that space. So we've got a couple steps to do that here today.
Okay, cool.
So first, you want to start with an anchor. You want to, when you're layering the space, you want to make a good foundation. So here we've got books, you can use trays, something like a shallow bowl works great. So the one thing to consider is if you are going to have, let's say, a square table like this one from IKEA, to at least bring one item in that's an opposite shape. So like this circle bowl. Creates a little bit of visual interest, keeps things interesting. And for this space here, what it does is it keeps all the small items from feeling very disparate and creates a good fencing.
I was going to say, like, almost like a pen. Like,
exactly.
And you put everything on there and it feels like you meant to do it.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, what's the next step?
So our next step would be that we want to create height. So in these spaces, it can feel very flat. So here what we've done is we've taken these really beautiful brown glossy candlesticks from HomeSense and we've paired them with the tall plant that's like stacked on the book. And what that does is creates like a visual triangle. The triangle keeps your eye moving around the space, and we've done that with a lot of other pieces here. And what we want is that energy, that life. So when you're looking at it, you keep moving your eye around the table. So it's that visual triangle.
Okay, very cool. I love that.
And then, of course, we're building, we're layering. So the next thing is texture, tone. You're picking your pieces. Try to go for things that aren't matchy-matchy. So pair something like this metal bowl with like the glossy glass, or something like the stone with the textured ceramic. You want to be layering tones and textures to create, again, that visual interest. Things that are too matchy there isn't anything interesting or standing out to them. Exactly.
Like if you had that wood table and had wood stuff and wood bowls, it would just be like, it's wood.
Too much of the same. So we're building that interest.
Okay, cool.
And when you're placing your items, you're like, how do I do this? Use the rule of 3s and 5s. So here we've got, the 3 items here, the candlesticks with the plant. On the tray, we've got the 3 items. 3 and 5 odd numbers keep things interesting and it feels natural. So it's not this like very expected pattern.
See, this is my issue. Anytime I'm putting stuff down, I think about it too much and everything's very even. My husband puts it down and it takes 2 seconds and it looks amazing.
It's a natural decorator. Exactly.
I was like, I don't understand. Very cool. Now, one last thing you want to talk about was kind of like those touches that make it yours.
Perfect. So we don't want it to feel like some cookie cutter home. It's your home. You want it to reflect your interests. So if you have a matchbook collection or you collect coins, like here we have the bowl of crystals, add the things that give you reflect your personality, maybe great talking points when you have guests over so that it's not too flat. And then it's also an opportunity to bring in those seasonal items. So things like the pine cones, if you have florals from like tulips or hydrangeas as the summer progresses, bring those in, like change it up because this is a living thing. As you change up your items and the things that interest you, you can reflect that in your coffee table design.
Fantastic, I love that. That's so great. Okay. Now let's move on to, again, the dreaded nightstand.
The nightstand. Okay, well, we all update our rooms from time to time. We'll change the linens. We'll swap out for like lighter, heavier things. We might swap out the pillows. We sometimes forget about the nightstand, and this is a hard-working piece. So if you are a person who hates clutter, put it away. Find a nightstand that has hidden storage. And then, we'll talk about the surface. But for me, I love to display items. So if you have a stack of books like I do, you can use that. And you have a hybrid design here. So this coffee table has a drawer for all the junk that we want to hide in the drawers. And then we've got our beautiful books stacked up and do them in a way that looks artfully designed, even though you're like reaching through them at night.
100%.
And then, okay, we have this, if you're not living in a huge home and you have this small coffee table, nightstand, you have a lamp on it, and that takes up half the space. So get the lighting off the table and put it up on the wall.
Because then also you're not doing the like 4 in the morning, like, oh, I gotta find my lamp.
Exactly. This has a great little pull here, easy to work with. And also, this has enough, find one that has enough light for reading by the bed. So this is a great option. And then you've got this beautiful clear surface to start styling on.
Okay, cool.
So we talked about the styling tips earlier. We've got this carafe. It's great to have water by your bed. You know, you have your glass there, but it also works to create that idea of height.
Yeah.
We've got our triangle here. And again, we've used that idea of a tray. So we have like small items on our nightstand. You know, we've got our linen sprays, our hand creams, that kind of stuff. We group them together. So not only does it keep it feeling sort of all penned in together, but also it doesn't allow you to like wreck the table if things leak or kind of the oils get everywhere. So this way, protects your investment.
I love that.
And finally, we want to add that personal touch. This is where you're waking up first thing in the morning, you're going to bed. You want it to be a place that makes you feel happy and brings joy. So do things like incorporate a piece of art you love, or like for here we have my pups.
I was going to say, who are these little handsome
these
little
sweet
dudes?
guys. So if anything that brings you joy, it doesn't need to, let's say, be a family photo or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you can also bring in items like, let's say you had a family heirloom or something kind of decorative. This does double duty. So it could, you know, something you found at a vintage sale, you keep your jewelry in here. And then you can integrate things that are meaningful to you, bring you like little hits of joy without it feeling overly cluttered.
I love that. Or that one errant bobby pin that you find in the middle of the night. You chuck it in there. And I love you've got the special touch of your dogs, but also, is that your mom's linen spray?
Yeah, so my mom has a Violet Hill lavender farm in Prince Edward County, and this is her linen spray.
I use it. It's so nice. We love them, Mom. Farah, thank you so much. This is absolutely great. Great tips. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.